Work might kill you, but death will make you stronger. Just try not to think about what it's going to be like to work overtime on your lifespan when you have to get a job when you're dead. So much for death being a second retirement, the retirement after the retirement. But seriously, I know for a fact whenever I go to hell, the devil is going to make me scrub toilets while I burn for eternity. My squirt gun is always loaded, just like my integrity. If anyone ever needs a fire to be put out with a smooth smile that spells midnight delight, then count me in. Go ahead and eat my kindness from your fridge like it's there to comfort your late night food binging. A booger isn't a booger. It's a mountain that lives in your nose. It's safe to admit that we all take a ski trip up there all too often. Almost like we subconsciously scoop an avalanche from our brains on the daily and can't even remember the drop in temperature. Because if I ever see someone picking their nose, time stops like everything just froze over and my eyes crack straight out of my face. People work too hard to live your life for you, but there they are, taking you under their wing, spending their precious seconds explaining every little thing, as if you can't just read it online. With that little tug of love comes something significant. A thought in the back of my head that says no one would love me if they had the cash to leave me for dead. My personality makes me forget my problems. Just like when I get a glimpse of paradise by devouring a strawberry. When I combine the two, I feel myself disappear as a new person settles on the surface. I'll let the power of sweet change my day and alter my DNA like it was a highly anticipated foot massage that just kicked me in the face. It's funny how as the end closes in, we have nothing more to do than joke about pointless things. And as much as anyone tries to bring a sense of realism to it, we all just end up right back where we started to watch the paint dry again. I wish I could peel my eyes back like an orange peel, but I know I'll just end up squirting juice in my eyes. But maybe I'm here to feel the burn. I'm in a living hell, chained to my own securities and disgruntled by madness. I used to think I was relaxing until I realized I was watching nothing at all. I'm just rotting my brain away. So I decided to make use of myself and make brain rot for other people. I'm making money, but it feels like a brain rot pyramid scheme. I'm a zombie that somehow became king of someone else's castle, but I don't have any brain cells left to feed my children any intelligence. Every video rots away 1 million brain cells. If the average brain cell count is 86 billion, then it's just a matter of time before the collective consciousness of the human race disintegrates. The brain of humanity embedded in the core of the earth isn't going to last much longer. Push it! I'm giving it all I got, Captain! Well, so much for being the hero of the apocalypse and salvaging what's left. It's all gone, like the breadcrumbs that fall in the bottom of my toaster. Just scrape them in the trash already. Then again, maybe stray dogs ate what's left of our tortured souls. I'm not smart enough to know what's going on. My brain wasn't missing. It was right where I left it, in the junk drawer. I pulled it out and brushed it off. It should be good now. Time to think nothing again. Why did I even look for it? I didn't even have a brain to think to find it. How did I find it? I had a backup brain in my pocket, which is basically a peanut hooked up to a mini car battery. I keep things like that close in case of an accident. Every year I feel my brain cells waving goodbye as they sail away into the distance. At this point, it's hard to tell if I can catch up with them. I honestly think I'm addicted to thinking useless things because I just love making myself look weak. But I'm not weak. I just love the idea of it because it creates drama. If you need anything from the store, I'm headed to the gym. I'm lifting to tone my insecurities, so I might as well lift groceries for two. After I posted too many videos and cried because no one liked them, I realized something. Not very many people pay attention to everything I do all the time. So posting hundreds of videos every day doesn't even matter. Even if they're bad. Maybe eventually I can get it so I post too many good videos and people won't know what to think. Because most of them post one polished video a year. They slaved away on with a determined obsession to make it perfect. The fact that I thought this makes me wonder how insane I actually am. Insane enough to think I could actually post anything good. If you're classy enough to be loved, then I guess you're one of the lucky ones. Me, on the other hand, I prefer dirt, grit, and a lack of coherent thoughts. Or maybe I'm just not smart enough to know what love is really about. Maybe it's just a word. Maybe everything is just a word. Just like the word poop. I refuse to take the low road and scam people out of their confidence. I'm a straight shooter without a need to destroy myself with a social media addiction. But this sounds like something someone who already ruined their life posting ridiculous things would say. It's okay though. I'm making a comeback. I'm earning my self-respect back one view at a time. But honestly, scratch that. I'm comfortable living in the gutters. I evolved to slithering through the sewers of the internet like a glittery little gutter snake with a knack for hissing in an awkward fashion. I can't help but be me even if I'm a hideous reptile no one understands. I don't think of myself as a fiend of attention. I think of myself as a man with a certain set of skills he needs to put into action. But then again, I guess we're all desperate for a little drizzle every now and again. I guess I'll just get comfortable and drip some chocolate syrup down my throat without a care in the world for who finds it tolerable or not. This is my chocolate couch fort. I respect it appropriately with the decency I would expect from the fine men and women of this civilized cyberspace we live in. We're civilized. Trust me when I say we're civilized. You could say my ego comes from being a nobody, or you could say I'm just that good of a guy to make things happen for myself. But honestly, I believe I resemble something of a rat in a trap who somehow managed to wiggle his way out of a mediocre manhood simulation. Time to sign the walls and crayon to make this more interesting. I like doing offbeat things that other people would never do to spice up my life. Sometimes it makes me look like a 3-year-old. Others, it makes me look like a respectable gentleman. I guess it just depends on the time of day. I guess I'll just let you decide if I'm a menacing muskrat or a pesky little pigeon that just won't stop pecking. I'm so lovable. Why do I need to post videos like I'm being reborn into a cyborg? I'm fine on my own. Even if there isn't anyone around, I still feel like the dust mites like me. They're just too small for me to hear them say I love you. But I assure you fine little insects down there that I love you too. But seriously, they're probably plotting to eat my face. They're definitely evolving to eat my face. Maybe it's just because they love my beauty so much, they want to eat it up so they can have it all to themselves. They're either up to no good or they love me more than I love myself. Wouldn't that be strange if a person loved me more than I love me? I don't know how to go about dealing with that type of situation. I guess I'll just let the dust mites handle it. They're evolving to eat everything anyways. Might as well eat up this little nothing of a thought process. My strategy is going completely nuts until I break through to the sunlight. It's kind of like a weird dance I do in a straitjacket in private and never speak about. For some reason, society doesn't deem insanity as civilized. So unfortunately, I gotta keep it under wraps. Just like how I wrap my feet up when it's snowing to prevent frostbite. If you missed it, I just compared the cruel realities of the world to getting frostbite. I deserve a trophy, but the world's too cold to give me one. Everyone's frozen in time, unable to accept that I'm funnier than the next guy over.